What if XRP capture 14% of Swift global payment volume? Could XRP hit $10, $40, or even $100? In this video, we're gonna use real numbers, real math to find out how much XRP will be worth if it captures 14% of the global cross-border payment volume. Quick disclaimer, this is not a financial advice, this is just my personal opinion. Please seek for professional before making any financial decisions. You probably have seen the video where the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, said that the XRP Ledger could handle 14% of Swift global liquidity. Again, the messaging side is handled by Swift, but the liquidity side is handled by the bank. For example, if you're a customer in the US, you want to send another customer in France money, you're going to use your bank. Again, the bank in the US is going to send payment instruction to the bank in France. For example, credit this account in France for this amount of money, and they're going to use Swift to send those messages. And the bank in France is going to read the messages for Swift, of course, and again, then they will handle the liquidity side on their own. And on the liquidity side, they're gonna take the money from a pre-funded account that the US bank has in France. They're gonna take the money from that account and send the money to the customer in France. And again, once the transaction is completed, then they're gonna go back again using Swift. The transaction is completed, and your bank get the message, and also you will get the message that the transaction was completed. And that transaction usually take a lot of time, could take days, sometimes weeks. So it's going to depend on the relation between those two banks. So that's how the current system functions. So on the new system, or what the XRP Ledger is bringing, so the messaging side and the liquidity side, it's handled by just one system. Instead of one having like the messaging side handled by a different system, the liquidity side by a different system, now you have both of them in just one system. So they're going to use the XRP Ledger to send messages instructions one to another. And on the liquidity side, they're going to use the XRP as a bridge asset. So for example, if a bank in the US want to send money in France, again, they're going to use the USD. They're going to convert the USD to the XRP. They're going to convert that to XRP. Then from XRP, it's going to be converted to euros. Then the customer get their money in France. Again, from the US side, your US bank gonna buy XRP, then they're gonna move that money to France, a France wallet. Then the bank in France gonna take that money, convert that back to euro. That's how it's gonna utilize the XRP just as a bridge asset in the middle to help them move the money faster. And it's gonna move the money within 3 to 5 seconds. So that way the transaction is faster. And now the bank don't need to have pre-funded accounts on different countries. So that money, they can use it for something different. So it's helping the bank to save money and helping them to have faster transactions. So now let's focus on the main subject of our video: how much 14% of Swift global payments volume will affect the price of XRP. According to multiple sources, the global cross-border payments volume is continuing to grow, especially from this article from JP Morgan website. So the payment is growing from $194.6 trillion and is projected to grow to $320 trillion by 2032. So according to the video of Brad Garlinghouse, where he said 14%, he said in the next 5 years. So he didn't say now, but he said in the next 5 years. So we're gonna use the projected estimate, which is $320 trillion by 2032, as our main estimates of the global cross-border payment volume. So now let's do the math. 14% of $320 trillion, it's gonna be $44.8 trillion annually. And that's the volume of amount of money that the XRP Ledger gonna be moving annually. That's huge. That's a lot of money. But again, that's only the volume. It doesn't mean that's the amount of money the XRP market's gonna have, or the amount of money the market cap of the XRP. No. So every market need liquidity. So for the bank to use XRP to move money around annually, it's gonna need to have some XRP that's gonna be available all the time so they can use that. So that's gonna be the liquidity pool that they're gonna need. They need to buy XRP that's gonna be available all the time so the bank can use that to move money around annually. So again, we need to know the size of that liquidity that will be needed for the market, and that liquidity size will depend on the velocity. So again, the velocity is just how many times, for example, the XRP will be used annually. For example, if the same XRP can be used 20 times, then we don't need as big market liquidity pool. For example, if it's gonna be 10 times, then we don't need to buy $44.8 trillion worth of XRP, because the same XRP can be used 10 times. Then we're gonna need to buy 10 times less that amount of 44.8 trillion. So that's how we're gonna calculate the liquidity size of the pool. It will depend on the velocity. So from the current traditional financial system, we have the velocities between 5 to 20. And again, some high network could be up to 50. So we're gonna use this formula to find the liquidity size or the liquidity needed for the market. Again, it's gonna be liquidity needed equal to volume, the volume of the market divided by the velocity. The volume of the market, again, we already know the volume of the market, which is $44.8 trillion annually, and it's gonna be divided by the velocity. Like I said, the velocity will depend. It could be between 5 to 50. So let's do the math for each scenario so we can see how much it will convert to the price of XRP. Scenario number one gonna be 50x velocity, which is for very fast network. For example, trading company that settle transaction in a couple of seconds or millisecond use those type of velocity. And again, I don't really think XRP gonna be in this range, because again, if it's gonna need to handle the messaging part and the liquidity part, the messaging part could delay the transactions, and that's what I think. It could be maybe low, it could have lower velocity than 50x. But again, the velocity could change, and again, that's why you have to do your own research to make sure that you are doing the math based on the correct information that you're gonna search for. At 50x velocity, the liquidity requirement will be 44.8 trillion divided by 50, which is gonna be $896 billion. So that's gonna be the money that we're gonna use to buy XRP. So XRP can be available all the time for the bank to use to move money across borders. So to find the price of XRP, we're gonna use the formula, the current market cap of XRP plus the liquidity requirement, because again, we're gonna use that to buy XRP, then divided by the circulating supply. So if we do the math, it's gonna be 87.27 billion plus 896 billion divided by 61.56 billion. And it's gonna give us the price of $15.97 per XRP. Scenario number two, 20x velocity. At 20x velocity, to find the liquidity requirement, again, it's gonna be 44.8 trillion divided by 20, which is gonna give us the liquidity requirements of $2.24 trillion annually. So to find the price of XRP, again, it's gonna be 87.27 billion plus 2.24 trillion divided by 61.56 billion, and it's gonna give us the price of $37.8 per XRP. Now we're talking. Scenario number three, 10x velocity. With 10x velocity, the liquidity requirement will be 44.8 trillion divided by 10, which is gonna be 4.48 trillion. So to find the price of XRP, it's gonna be 47.27 billion plus 4.48 trillion divided by 61.56 billion, and it's gonna give us the price of $74.2 per XRP. That's a lot of money, especially if you invest now with the current price that we have. To have a $74.2 per XRP, that's a high return of your investment. And again, this is not a financial advice. Scenario number four, which is gonna be the last scenario for this video, it's gonna be at 5x velocity. So if we do the math to find the liquidity requirement, it's gonna be 44.8 trillion divided by 5, which is gonna give us 8.96 trillion. And again, if we do the math to find the price of XRP, it's gonna be 87.27 billion plus 8.96 trillion divided by 61.56 billion, and it's gonna give us the price of 146.97 cents per XRP. Again, that's a lot of money. To finally answer the question of our video, what will be the price of XRP if it captures 14% of the entire global cross-border payment liquidity volume? Again, the price is going to be between $15 to $146. That's a lot of money. And please tell me in the comment section, what do you think? Do you think XRP can hit $10, $20, or even over $100? I would love to see your comment. And if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. It's gonna really help the channel to grow. And please like and share with your friend if you love the content that I'm providing. Thank you for watching.